So, Carmichael, obviously, this is now your third year travelling to South Africa. You're used to it now, you're used to what you need to do to get the body right to play here at altitude after a long trip?
Yeah, I think so. I think I am a little bit used to it, having travelled here the last couple of years. But to be honest, overall, the group has travelled pretty well. We've had some pretty strict guidelines put in place by our doctor, just for travel purposes, making sure that we get her in good condition for training. And to a man, the boys have really stepped up there, and we're looking forward to putting a good performance on the paddock this afternoon.
So you mentioned there, the guys have been quite diligent. There's a lot that goes into just getting the body right after that amount of travel, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Obviously, hydration is a pretty key component of that, as well as sleep. We try to get on South African time as soon as we left Brisbane, and it was quite a tough slog. Boys obviously pretty wary once we landed, but most of the boys pushed through after we checked into the hotel, did a bit of a stretch. Everyone seemed to get a good night's sleep, and you could probably tell by the way we turned up to weights. The boys were really looking forward to pushing some weights around.
And this morning, freshen up in the pool, bit of recovery, stretch, and as you said, a good weight session.
Yeah, so we're gonna. Marshy has said every morning we've got a pool wake up. There's a little plunge pool, might be 8 by 8, but it's very cold in the morning, so quite a few of the boys were refreshed after it, and we went straight to the gym after breakfast, and the boys worked really well.
And obviously playing at altitude is difficult. To take on the Lions that are going to be a running team, they still do kick quite a lot. What are you expecting as a fullback?
Look, I haven't watched too much footage, but as you mentioned, at altitude it makes it a little bit difficult on the lungs. The ball travels a lot further through the air, so the box kicks are going to be a lot higher from 9. Obviously, the kicks for distance, we'll probably have to stand back a touch further than we would at home. But we're going to get into our preview of the Lions as the week wears on, but we're looking forward to the game. Obviously Crusaders' result wasn't the one that we were after, but we took some steps forward, and we're looking to continue to go against the Lions this weekend.
You seem to be forming a nice partnership with Quade Cooper, on the field, and also seem to be spending a lot of time off the field as well. Is that relationship working well, and how have you enjoyed training with him and playing with him this year?
Yeah, it's great to have Quade back. He's, the moment he stepped back into Ballymore, he's been a leader. He's been vocal. He's really helped my game just on the field, but also, as you mentioned, off the field component. It's really nice to hang out with him again. It's been a while. We're 2 ex-Churchy boys. We're from New Zealand, so there's a few similarities there. We get along quite well. So this 2-week tour, I think, in general, a lot of the boys are just looking forward to hanging out with each other and spending some more time together, as we do, because we're away from our families. It's nice just to have a laugh and talk about things other than football, and it's been good so far.
And just in general, you're feeling comfortable 3 games into the season with your body and the way you play?
Yeah, my body feels pretty good. To be honest, the shoulders are turning up a little bit sore on Mondays, but being up in the defensive line, I'm getting a lot more traffic than I would at 15, but I'm enjoying it. But the biggest concern for me was my groins. Obviously last year was kind of a wasted year when it came to that. I had to get surgery and sort of sit on the sidelines for 3 months, but they're holding up pretty well. I'm obviously continually looking after it, getting maintenance, physio and whatnot. So the body's good so far.
You said the shoulders have been getting a bit of a workout.
Yeah.
The guys seem to get a fair bit of energy when you're up in the defensive line and trying to put shots on blokes. Is that something that you intentionally mindful of?
Well, that's the attitude that we want as a whole. So for me, being from rugby league, it's quite natural to sort of get off the line and try to look for shots here and there. But to be honest, I'm just trying to do my job. I'm not trying to do anything special. I just want to set the pace for us on defence, get us off the line so my guys outside me can be a lot more aggressive. So far we've defended well. We probably haven't had perfect games, but on the weekend against the Crusaders was probably one of our better performances when it comes to set-piece defence. We're going to have to be on our game again this weekend against the Lions, but it's a continual work in progress, and the boys are really buying into it.
1 win from 3 games, as you said, the side's getting better. How do you take that next step to consistency and to getting some victories, hopefully over on this overseas tour?
Well, continuing to learn from our mistakes, continuing to plan for our opposition, and continuing to listen to our coaches. There are a few instances against the Crusaders, which were flagged early in the week in the lead up to it, and we just didn't execute. Probably cost us some points and eventually the match in the end. So if we continue to get better, hone our skills, and as I said, learn from our mistakes and listen to our coaches, I think the results will start to be more favourable for us.
Do you see this weekend as an opportunity for the side to grow?
I think this next 2 weeks, being on tour, I think it's a great opportunity for us to grow. Obviously, we want to win both games. There's no secret about it. There's a lot of confidence we can take from the Crusaders, but there's still a lot of prep work to be done for the Lions. It's a different beast up here in South Africa, as everyone knows. It's not easy to tour, but I think judging off how we've travelled, the attitude around travelling and turning up prepared and well looked after is a good step in the right direction, and the boys are looking forward to a good week.